Hello everyone, welcome to to Yellow YouTube channel. We're located in Yellow Co-working in the heart of Chiang Mai. So if you're around, make sure to visit us. Let's go inside with our guest.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. So I'm Anthony. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Liteflow, a marketplace, NFT marketplace, as a white label solution, kind of like a SaaS solution for NFT projects to build their own marketplace. And yeah, I guess we're here today to talk a bit about Liteflow, Yellow, and so on.
How long ago did you found Liteflow?
So Liteflow is quite, I would say, recent in a way, but like really old for some people, like pretty much like 2 years ago. But I'm in the space for the past like 6-7 years, basically beginning of Ethereum. I've been building like a lot of like application on blockchain, decentralized application and so on. So for like 3-4 years, we actually built a company called Message that was basically like a custom blockchain. So I've been in the space for quite some time. And yeah, 2 years ago, we decided with our team to focus on like helping companies to build their own blockchain products. And over the first, let's say, 6 months of the company, we had like a lot of requests with NFTs. Like custom NFTs, launching NFTs, marketplace of NFTs. So we really decided to focus like really all in on the NFT market, creating a tool with like white label solution for NFT marketplace where they can actually deploy their own custom marketplace with their own design, their own business model on that. And we actually help them to even navigate in this space and the whole like business model that you can do with all NFTs.
Oh, it's really interesting. And what kind of businesses usually come to you with the request of building an NFT marketplace?
Right now we have like basically two types of targets. One that are like businesses that kind of like exchanges or like this kind of people that are in the crypto space without necessarily being in the Web3 space. And they want to explore this possibility to go like more in the Web3 space, more in the NFT approach. They already have their communities, they want to leverage that community and give them a space to basically exchange whatever art, whatever type of like things that they like to do and that their community like to engage with. So that's one type of business. And the other type of business that is actually growing now, it's really the NFT collections. So people who launch collection of NFTs, let's say Bored Ape or this kind of collection like that, they actually at one point of the time in their project, they want to launch their collection because they want to go with their own private space, because the whole goal of this collection is actually to create this ecosystem with their own branding, with their own atmosphere and their own style. And so having the part where they can actually exchange these NFTs that they are created for their community, it's actually really often part of their roadmap.
And also they don't have to pay fees to OpenSea.
And
right?
that's, OpenSea or even like, some others.
Kind of like buying an apartment as opposed to renting an apartment. Instead of paying a monthly fee, just invest once.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the goal. And also with that, there is even nice business opportunities with that. And that's really the part that we try to help as much as possible the people we work with, is that good, you don't pay the fees for the external platform, but then people are used to this fees, so you can even use that. Like
actually charge fees.
Yeah, you charge fees and either you put it in your pocket, but also something even more interesting, you actually redistribute that to your community with some kind of like engagement, treasury and things like that. And so that's really where it starts to be like really interesting to actually have this kind of project to see like, now you have the opportunity to do some business around your NFT and doing some business just for you or also for your community.
But actually, doesn't having your own marketplace kind of limits the exposure of your collection? Because like OpenSea, they have an interest of attracting customers to buy certain NFTs, so they would probably like make some projects get featured or market them. But then if you only have your collection on your private marketplace, well, you're basically only looking at your current customers.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Definitely 100% on that. After the thing is like you shouldn't go like one or the other. You can go with both. And it's I really see that the same way that Amazon was the leader in terms of like e-commerce. And then you had something like Shopify that is coming, and like now actually people are selling on both Amazon and their own Shopify. So they can still keep their brand, they can still keep their ecosystem, they can still have just their niche basically, and they can still leverage the big guys. And this is the same with NFT. It's like you can still go on all the different platforms, like not only OpenSea but X2Y2 and like LooksRare and so on. And you should do that, but you should also have your personal space, because then it's like when you try to create a brand, and that's the case with this NFT project, it's something quite important, and you don't necessarily want to be too dependent to another brand.
Yeah. How does it look like from a technical perspective? So you have this one NFT and you can basically have it on different platforms, but it's still one NFT. Like you don't mint different NFTs for different platforms, right?
No, as long as it's on the same chain, and which is the case, it's the same NFT. And this NFT, because it's on the blockchain, it's already cross-compatible with any other like marketplaces, tools, and things like that. So yeah, your NFT is on the blockchain. Then after where you list it, it just depends on basically you or the platform that actually lists for you.
Interesting questions, I guess. How pricey is it to build your own NFT marketplace?
I would say that's kind of like depend right now. Like we are still trying to figure out the best type of pricing that is good for us, but also good for our clients. Right now we are exploring really when we work with the collection like that to actually take a fee on their
sales.
Yeah, on their sales. So let's say they used to have like 2.5%. Now we can say like we take like 0.5, for example. Depending on their volume, depending on the kind of traction we have, depending also on how we believe on their project as well. It's like more like a long-term cooperation with them. And there is of course like some kind of like monthly costs in terms of like server and like also kind of like infrastructure that we develop, because the goal of our solution is basically we deploy the whole infrastructure for them. So all the different nodes for listening to the blockchain, the different indexer, like all these kind of things. So they are something that is like really safe, really fast, and everything. And so there is some cost of that, but this is basically cost of server. It's not something that is dramatically expensive.
And do you do the customization of a marketplace?
Yeah, so yeah, this is another part that we are still doing, but we try to really move that to the project directly. So we are actually building an SDK with an API. So basically they can do the integration and they can do the customization, because also one thing to keep in mind here, these projects have like really high expectation in terms of branding, because most of the time all these PFP projects, they are all around branding, how you can use the brand and all that. So customization in that case, it's extremely tricky. It's possible, but it requires a lot of work that sometimes hard to see with them to make it like perfect as they want.
Yeah.
So giving them the tools to basically, they can build it the way they want. They just don't need to worry about all the technical stuff, all the like blockchain scary things, smart contracts, what is an exchange,
just do the design,
and all that.
basically.
And yeah, they just do the design, and usually they have the team for that. If you look at all these NFT collections, they have like amazing designer. Even on their website, they have really good website for the mint and so on. So they already have the capacity for that. We just help them on this other part that is like the tricky part, to have an exchange and this decentralized marketplace.
Okay, and how long does it usually take, like on average, to deploy an NFT marketplace?
So depending on the level of customization, it's let's say between like a month and like 2-3 months if they want really a lot of advanced customization.
Oh,
but
pretty good.
basically like 1 month. 1 month, and we can even go down to that if there is really like we want to have that basically in 2 weeks. That's still something possible. Put a bit of pressure on the team, but pretty much like a month for a platform.
That's cool. And how many team members does Liteflow have?
So right now we are like 10 people, but basically in the next following months we plan to at least double the team.
Oh, that's great.
Mostly on the sales, marketing part, because we've been like a bit quiet, I would say, in terms of like marketing and public discussion and things like that. Mostly for now we were like kind of like relying on our internal network. But the whole like NFT space, it's newcomers. So the internal network is actually our old network from like 5 years ago, a thing like that. So kind of like reach the limit. So that's where like, yeah, now we push like a lot on the marketing part, sales part.
So you're planning to grow. Are you also expecting the NFT market to grow? Because there have been some talks about how the bubble is coming to an end, the hype is coming to an end, etc. And there have been like, I remember there was this case of some guy who bought the first tweet ever for like some tremendous amount of money, and now he can't sell it even for like 5% of the cost. And then there's still the Bored Apes that cost like millions of dollars. Where is the NFT market going?
I think there is definitely a bubble. I wouldn't necessarily call it really a bubble. It's just like expectation of people, and the same like you have like the market of art. And I think that's the stuff like a lot of people see NFT as art, which is one vertical of NFT, not the only one. But this one is really like scary and like, oh wait, people are spending like millions of dollars in a picture. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it's like I could say like, yeah, people are spending like millions of dollars in a blank canvas with a dot on it. And that's a world of art. It doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah, I mean, they do pay millions of dollars for some real world paintings, right?
Yeah, even like crazy amounts. And sometimes it's like the art is not even nice, but because you have that, now you are part of a bigger community and all that.
It's like a ticket to a certain circle.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this NFT. So I don't think this will disappear. The community is like the NFT part is really about the community, and people like human beings need to be in community, need to be in like tribes and things like that. Businesses, friends, like all the things, like they're all like communities. So now we go in a world where like communities are essential, like even like social network and things like that. It's all based on that. So this will grow, probably not at the level that we have now. Like everyone is excited, so they spend a lot of money. It will stabilize like everything. The same like crypto at the beginning. It was like, oh, that will never hold, and then it's still here. And now we are kind of like at the bottom, but it's still not the bottom when you compare to like 2 years ago. So I'm not really worried about that. Also, something that is interesting on the NFT market is a real. I know it would be like cliche to talk about that, but the whole like utility of it. And this is something I really like on the NFT space. There is like massive utility, and even some that we don't really play with yet, but you can really truly own like any kind of like digital print that you have on the web. You do a blog post. This blog post is basically your NFT, and you own it, and then you can resell it because there is like a lot of traction on that or whatever. That become your copyright, that become your license, that become your contract, that become like basically anything you can do on any Web2 product at the moment, where you always have this kind of like fake ownership. You go on like a social network, you have your post, and then you own this post. Here, that's the way you can actually truly own this post. Yeah. So there is like a lot of like potential for NFT, more than just like the PFP part that is fun, nice, you have this community aspect, but there is also the technical aspect that people will be using NFTs without even knowing that they own NFTs. And the same like you use a social network, maybe even like Instagram, they actually moved to NFTs recently. Maybe actually internally they use NFTs for everything and we don't know it, and it's fine. And maybe they will one day give the power to their user. Now you can actually monetize that because, hey, in fact, you actually own that. So
it's not the platforms owning your content, it's you truly owning your content. So it's basically the Web3 way as opposed to Web2 way, where all the trust goes to corporations, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Yeah, and I think NFT are really a tool to help that. Crypto is something, it's still, like the whole crypto token and things like that, it's still something like too financial. So basically, if you work in the world of finance, then it's good. It's good to have this Web3 decentralization, owning everything. If you don't work in the financial industry, basically crypto is useless in a way, or not that powerful, I would say. Where NFT, you can really adapt it to anything. It's like a proof of ownership of, it could be like a money, currency or something like that, but it could be like pretty much anything you own, your house, whatever. So it's kind of like infinite in terms of possibilities. And when businesses start to adopt that, that would be really big. Not necessarily for the mainstream, but for like just the evolution of technology and the thing that you can actually provide for the people, and this all like Web3 thinking that everyone needs to own everything they are doing online.
Well, what would be the link between real life objects and NFTs? So like you said, NFT could be a proof of owning a house. So would it look like, well, basically you have like a contract on like buy-sell contract on a house, and just this contract that is digitalized in a form of NFT, right?
Yeah, definitely. The only, I would say, issue with that, we need to basically wait that governments recognize this. But you can already do that technically. There is no issue with that as long as both parties actually trust this contract, and that's the whole goal of like smart contract on Ethereum and all that. It's still a contract basically. You have this on the blockchain, immutable. So this is like definitely the direction. I know there is some government that are already starting to talk about that, how we can use the data from the blockchain to really verify this. It will take time, but when the legal system basically accept this, and they had the same issue like 10 years ago with like digital signature. That was like, no, you cannot do digital signature. What's wrong with you? And now it's like, it's legally recognized. So it will take some time. That will probably be the part that takes the longer, but
Actually,
it will come.
With digital signature, so, okay, there's nothing wrong with the tech element of that, but it can still be manipulated in real life. So, you know, there can be someone else signing it. So what is the protection from the same kind of situation with NFTs? So, okay, you have this like contract in form of NFT, but how do you protect the whole procedure from, you know, some negative thing happening in real life? Like, how do you make sure that the contract is valid, that there were like those exact two people who signed the deal, etc.?
I mean, all that part, that's a part of like the security of the blockchain and the smart contract. Of course, you need to trust the smart contract. You need to make sure that contracts are audited, there's people review, it's public so that people can actually verify by themselves. And you have also like a whole branch of new kind of like job that people come here to actually verify all this contract and say like, okay, me, I approve this. I did the review, everything is safe. So as long as you have this, the old system of like this cryptographic proof, that's when you sign with your wallet and things like that, it's nothing new even in the blockchain space. We have this for already like years and years. So there is no real issue except maybe like all this like quantum computer that could hack everything and all that. But I mean, if we get there, I think the rest of the world will be destroyed anyway.
Well, how do you see NFT being recognized by governments? What is the future of that?
I think it will take time, but
5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, I would say closer to 10 years. Just look what's happened in the crypto like token and things like that. It actually didn't really take 10 years, and because now they start to see that, maybe they will be a bit faster. So my hope is really like 5 years, it will be like fully like legalized. I mean, like really like well-defined basically. So well-defined, what is a utility, what is a security, the same problem that there is with token. Like how do you justify it that you are a utility or security? Yeah. And that's why like a lot of people are throwing everywhere like, hey, yeah, we are utility, where not necessary. So yeah, need some framework around that, but yeah, I'm not really too worried. It happened with the crypto world, token world. It will happen with NFT. It will take some time, but they already have like most of the framework in place. They just need to basically tweak it a bit to make it working. I would say between 5 to 10 years. I hope like closer to 5 years than 10 years, but it can always take time.
We can hope, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the legal status of NFTs right now in the United States for example, like buying an NFT as an American citizen? Are you committing a crime or not necessarily?
No, it's actually quite well regulated. That's why also like I have quite some hope on that, because most of the framework are already here. They need to be adjusted because sometimes it doesn't really make sense, but it's recognized as basically investment, so you pay your tax on that. There is even like a proper column where you put your investment in NFT. So it's not illegal, it's illegal of course if you do trading of NFTs and you don't declare this thing, but that's the tax stuff. But no, it's actually well defined. Still need to go more on like some advanced stuff on that. But yeah, there is some good progress on that.
And so you talked about the new use cases for NFTs. Well, does Liteflow plan to utilize those possibilities in some way? Because it seems like right now you're only building marketplaces for like art NFTs. Well, do you see any new lines of business for you?
Yeah, we actually push quite a lot. Like we do have like a few lead clients that actually want to work on the social aspect. So social network, we actually did work with some clients that launched like a social NFT Marketplace, kind of like a social network where basically all your posts are NFTs, all your even likes are NFTs, all your interaction are NFTs, which you can monetize or no. And that stuff is like you don't need to monetize 100% of your NFTs. Some are just digital bits that you collect, like the same you collect your likes on Facebook or something like that.
So does it also have like some smart contracts that distributes the profit from, I know, your posts being viewed or liked or something? Or
yeah, you could actually trade that. Exactly what happened with the thing that you were talking initially, like with this tweet that went for like multi-millions dollars. It's the same thing, just at kind of like a much more like bigger scale, so probably less expensive,
yeah,
a lot
well,
less.
hopefully.
but yeah, so we are working on some of that. We're also like looking on some different way to monetize this type of NFTs with like possibly renting or this kind of different way to have some kind of like subscription model in a way. And also something that we are really looking for the company directly is a way to actually use NFTs as a license. So basically to give all our customers a license directly as an NFT. Not only that, because we still need to be good with the legal framework, so there we have also like normal contract, but to start to go in that direction, to give them basically like this piece of their solution, which is something tangible that they can, even if they want to resell their business, they would have to resell this part as well, which become an asset in their company basically. And from that, after, when you plug some kind of like different business model on top of that, you could actually even distribute the shares or distribute actually the income of the company based on that. So yeah, there's a lot of things.
So you're basically licensing the marketplace that you're building for a product, and they're buying out the license in the form of NFT, and then they can do whatever they want with it?
Yeah, right now it would be more like we basically give them this license as an NFT. Just without actually buying NFT. But yeah, still some early stuff here. We are still like trying to finalize to make sure, like in terms of like legal again, we are in the framework and so on. But yeah, that's something we are exploring at the moment. The license part for like any software or any kind of like IP or something like that, it's actually a good use of NFT. Not necessarily for this crazy like, oh, I made like 100x on this NFT, just for the pure utility of it.
Yeah, it's just for real business to have a better use out of some blockchain product, basically. It really makes sense. So actually, I know that you personally have been involved with Yellow Incubator for quite some time. Is Liteflow a part of an incubator program?
So we are like really close with the whole Yellow group. We were part of the Yellow Incubator with our previous company. That's how like we basically met Yellow and we become like kind of a partner. But yeah, right now no, it's like we really like bootstrap it with Liteflow, just like getting some business and working with that. But yeah, we did in the past like with this previous company actually be part of kind of like the first incubes of Yellow. I think it was like we were like maybe 3 or 4 in the incubator. So yeah, we did participate in that.
That's nice. So can you tell a little bit more about the incubator itself? What kind of help or support did you receive? Why was it important for you at that stage? How did you get in? What was the vetting process like?
Again, here's the vetting process. It was really early, and we had basically already discussion with Alex, who's the founder of Yellow, that was interested in our project at the time, and basically this all like incubator came around. So we already had this kind of like vetting for investment, like seed investment for this company, but that became like part of the incubator basically.
Okay.
So yeah, we got some investment with that, with a Yellow Incubator at the beginning, plus a bit of coaching on some stuff, some networking as well, to be in contact with some people in the space. That's where we did like most of our networking that we are still using as of today.
Oh, that's great. So would you recommend Yellow Incubator to new projects that are, preparing to conquer the blockchain space?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, this is like incubator are always helpful in any way. Here there is also the possibility that it's not only incubation but also investment as well, which is something interesting. I know in our case, like most of the projects we talk with, there is always this problem that we are still looking for funds. Now it's like you need to have funds to launch a project, and it's getting more and more expensive. So yeah, that's where like this part is interesting. In terms of networking, it's also good because Yellow has quite a wide network. They are in the space, in the crypto space for, I don't know, since pretty much the beginning of that. So yeah, just anyway, if you launch a business, you need to have people around. That's the thing. If you don't have this network yet, you need to find some people that can give you this network. And I think Yellow is in the best place for that, especially here with the co-working space as well. There is a lot of networking that can be done with other members here that work a lot in crypto project as well. So yeah, that's the whole thing with these incubators, like having access to the network, having access to some funds, maybe some help as well. That's definitely something valuable. Yeah.
That's really nice to hear. Actually, so you said this is getting more expensive to launch a project.
Like if you try to work like, I will launch a project that is not crypto. It would be expensive, but it's okay. When you put the word crypto on it, like, oh, okay, now I charge you like 10 times more.
Oh yeah.
And now you put the word NFT on it. Oh, now I charge you 10 times more than the crypto. And it's like this kind of like cycle that everything becomes more and more expensive, but it's okay because you're also making more and more money. So in the end, it's okay. It's just hard to get started with that, and that's where you often need some kind of like initial investment to really be able to get started.
Okay, so what would be your advice for projects that want to become a part of Yellow Incubation Program?
I would say really, definitely go to your market first. Try to really see what you can do by yourself to really challenge yourself, because this will give you basically all the answers that you need and all the way that you can really pitch the idea to Yellow or like any kind of incubator or even client or whatever type of business you are doing. So I would say really don't be afraid to initially go just on your own to really test the market, because this is a thing that has value. And then from that, you will be in a position that now you can basically scale this part, and now you need partners like Yellow to actually help you scale this part. But don't go too early, except if you really have like no knowledge on how it works. But in that case, even it's like an incubator is not the magic bullet. Like, oh, I'm part of an incubator and now I will be the next, I don't know, the next multimillionaire.
Right.
You need to do anyway your work yourself. So if you are not competent and you expect to have like Yellow to manage everything for you, that will not happen. You're wasting your time. So just spend like a lot of time trying to go to market, trying to talk with clients to see if your product, if your solution makes sense. And then from that, when you have this feedback, then you can start to talk with some other like partner like Yellow and so on.
That really makes sense. Well, thank you so much for the advice. I'm sure it will be useful for young projects that are trying to get into Yellow Incubation or Yellow Capital. And thank you for this interview. It was really great to learn more about Liteflow and your views on the NFT market. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and see you very soon. All right.